All right, so we are Delfin, and our forte is unstructured to structured data conversion. And to make sure we're on the same page, when I say unstructured, I'm talking about the files that are text heavy, that are designed for humans to read. So these are the files that are not ready as input for workflow or for analytics processes. They require some kind of manual scouring before they can be ready. Versus the structured data is the data that's immediately usable in workflow or analytics processes. So it's already formatted in the way that it needs to be to run analytics, or formatted in the way that it needs to be inputted into a tool, or to be analyzed by however the practitioner analyzes. So this is the goal here, is to put data into this kind of format in the way that's useful for whatever the use case for whatever the client. So what? Like, why does that matter? Well, the situation that's kind of the status quo in industrials is manual unstructured data handling before the workflow really begins. So the challenge is that workers have to reference company knowledge and data before executing a task. And there's numerous relevant files that are scattered across shared drives. So you have to find the relevant files, and then you have to extract the relevant data from those files and organize it in a way that's useful to you before you can actually start the work. And reports are showing that this is up to 80% of people's total time spent doing this. That's pretty inefficient when you consider what they could be doing instead. So they're spending this time extracting knowledge that is buried inside of these company files. And they're also spending time finding data that's scattered across these files and organizing that data. And then they can finally do the value added work that requires their training and their expertise and their degrees, the kind of work that is really value added to the company. For example, building a model or performing some kind of maintenance work or writing a plan or operating a machine, any kind of decisions that involve real human experience and brain power. So the goal is to boost the percentage of time that people spend doing this kind of work, as opposed to the rote and kind of soulless and frustrating work of scouring the data, looking for buried intelligence or scattered data. So through the unstructured to structured data conversion, what we accomplish is we help people make better decisions faster, using less time to make more accurate decisions. And that revolutionizes operational efficiency, which is what industrials need very much in the modern age. So we start with unstructured files, and we can go in any of three directions. If the challenge for the particular use case, if the challenge is about scattered data, so for example, there's a lot of different interesting information about total organic carbon scattered across geological presentations, some of which are internal to the client and some of which have been shared externally. Okay, well, we can use our data extraction platform to output a master format of all of the data, a master table or a master sheet, whatever the template is that matters to the client, that contains all of the relevant data and helps them to resolve any conflicts that emerge between different sources. That enables them to make better decisions faster and to revolutionize their operational efficiency. If the challenge is about buried expertise, so people, in order to get their job done, say, to make the right decision about how to use a certain tool in the field, they have to find a precedent for how the tool was used in a situation that mirrors what they're dealing with currently. And maybe they have to find some specs on the tool and maybe some quotes from an operations manual. So that kind of expertise can be found using our SIA, virtual expert. So SIA works kind of like an enterprise search tool. You have a bar that you can type into or talk into, and you ask it a question in natural language. So Why is this tool failing? Or what's the best way to reboot this kind of tool? And you'll get back answers from across your collection of unstructured files that are relevant to the intent of that question. So that way you find answers right away and you can root out the nuances that actually matter. Again, driving better, faster decisions to revolutionize your operational efficiency. And third, sometimes the challenge isn't about scattered data or buried expertise. It's about untagged passages. So you have passages of natural language, of textual data that's inside of unstructured files, and you need to assign certain tags to them. Sometimes it's more than one tag being assigned to any passage of text in there. And you know what the tags are, and the reason why you want to assign them is so that you can run some analytics on them. So for example, maybe there's a certain number of safety incidents that happened in the last year, and you want to tag them based on their type or their location or the team that was involved so that you can figure out where to focus your efforts to reduce those incidents this year. So you can use our smart tagging tool to do that, to provide what tags matter to you and give us an example, and then we'll automatically assign the tags from then on. We'll also compile the metrics and insights and give you reports if you like that as well. So these are the three directions that we go when we're dealing with unstructured files to structure them into a format that matters for our clients and enable them to make better decisions faster so that they can revolutionize their operational efficiency.